Hello, hope you're all having a good week. Today I'll be flipping through this book and showing you 31 completed art pages from 365 Days of Art by Lorna Scobie. So we're going to go through pages 214 to 244. First one, 214, is Draw a Stormy Sea. The thought on this page was to add the sea from Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. I chose oil pastels because the original painting was done with oil paint. Just used the normal pastels that I usually use on this by Artecho, and I'll put all of the links to all the supplies that I've used in this book this time in the description. So 215 was, today try using pencils to create different marks. Experiment by using the side of the lead to create broader lines. So yeah, I just used some of these, I think they're graphite pencils, and just did that on the page, an experimental page, that one. 216, on a dark clear night, go outside and draw the stars. Use white pencil on this black background to draw your constellations. I used a Prismacolor on this one just to do the stars, and I didn't actually go outside because it's been a bit cold, so I decided to look online to see what different constellations I could get. 217, visit a park or garden and observe the people interacting with the plants. Try drawing or painting quickly and loosely, and don't worry too much about accuracy. It's the character that you're after. It's not really the time of year for people to be buying plants where I live, so I looked online for some inspiration on this one. I'm happy with how it turned out. I used Neocolor 2s for the colour and a brush pen just for some of the outlines. It's the same style as some of the pages that I've done previously in the book, but I really wanted to capture the interaction with plants part of the prompt, which I think I've done. 218 was, what have you enjoyed drawing so far? So a few things there, things like fruit bowls, cats, colouring and patterns. So I'll just go back and show you a few of the ones that I meant that I enjoyed the most. It was a fruit bowl on 46. I like this one because it was using different bits of scrap paper to create that fruit bowl. I really enjoyed because it was a different type of art material, and also how it actually came out in the end, particularly the apples. The cat there, so that's the cat that I've shown you a few times. Really proud of this one because of the likeness to my cat, basically. Using that gouache that I wasn't really confident using before, working out how I can use that medium better. With the colouring, it was just spending time with this one and really making sure I got the blends right on 144. This is one that I'm really proud of. I'm really happy with the colours, how it all turned out. The pattern I've put here, there is a pattern later on in this book that I did as part of a mystery art supplies video. So I chose this prompt randomly. It was based off a pattern that I'd done on another page. But yeah, I really enjoy doing the patterns and seeing how they turn out. 219, colour in the concentric circles. These could be shades of different colours such as green or yellow. So I just used Prismacolors on that, pressing down quite hard just to get the pigment down because I didn't want any white background. 220, turn these paint splodges into vases of flowers. The same art material on that one, the Prismacolors, and just tried to do different types of flowers on there. 221, design a pattern which reminds you of a summery beach. So I've just got some palm trees there. I've got the sun glowing in the background, and then you've got the water and then the reflection. That was the idea behind that pattern anyway, and that was with Poscas. 222, draw the ingredients of your favourite recipe. So I couldn't really think of a favourite recipe. Everyone likes baking cake, so I just put the ingredients to bake a cake down. This is using Faber Castell, gold Faber colouring pencils on this one, and then just outlining it in the same Tombow brush pen that I use. I quite like how this turned out. 223, use each square to experiment with pattern and mark making. I really wanted to get the patterns a bit more sort of refined and not so random, so I really put some thought behind these ones. I really like how they turned out. Using Prismacolors again, just using similar colours on each column. I like this one. They're all a little bit different. I like that one too. Like Zentangly. 224. First choose an object to draw. Practice drawing it with both hands at once. Hold a pencil in each hand and, starting at the top of the object, draw simultaneously using both pencils. Use the left side of the page to draw the left side of the object with your left hand. and the right side of the page to the right side of the object with your right hand. And the tip there is to keep both pencils moving at the same time. As your eyes flick from the left to the right of the object, it might be easier to concentrate on looking at the object rather than the page you are already drawing on. And I did find that quite hard. I noticed that the right hand side was suffering a little bit because I was concentrating on the left hand side and looking at the object. It messed up this side as well. I'm not really happy with how that one turned out. Maybe it's because my left arm wasn't supported. But yeah, if I bought this actual set of pencils, I'd send them back. I don't know how they'd pass the quality check. My channel, Wondera Art, is all about rediscovering art again by doing art prompt books like this and little art challenges. If that's something that you're interested in seeing, please subscribe so you don't miss out on any new videos. 225 was fill the tree with autumn fall leaves. This is really similar to another prompt earlier on in the book that I remember doing. It's pretty much identical. I think the tree might be a bit bigger. I just used Prismacolors on those to create the leaves. 226. What did you love to draw when you were a child? Draw or write it here. So I don't know about anyone else, but I love doing this where you do a line and you just basically do squiggles all the way around. You just fill in the little shapes that you've made with different colours. I've got hundreds of drawings where I've done that, so I just thought I'd recreate that there. 227, draw some hairstyles which you observed today from memory. Same style with the Neocolors and the brush pen. I'm quite happy how you can get the curly hair with the Neocolors doing this style. 228, what activities are you most proud of so far and why? So quite similar to another prompt we've had in this video. I'll show you a few of them that I haven't already shown you. 127, happy with the shading and the pencil work. The first time that I used the Faber Castell Gold Faber pencils. And I was really happy with how the ice cream turned out and the donuts. 145, so turn this around with oil pastel. This one's really turned yellow, hasn't it? Probably the oil pastels. I started off with Neocolors with the flowers, and it wasn't really what I was going for at all. And then I started to add the oil pastel on top, and that's when it came to life. So that's why I'm proud of this one, because it was one that I turned around. 155, loved doing simple drawing with Neocolor and fine liner. Oh yeah, so the first time that I did this sort of style drawing was on this page, and I liked how that came together. Filled in the colours a bit more solidly on this as to what I've done now. 159, happy with detail on people. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, I was happy with how I managed to get their profiles, or with all of them actually. 196 was loved shading on Bear coat. Oh yeah, that's Paddington Bear. The first time that I used Prismacolors, and I managed to get the blend and detail in there on the coat, which I hadn't been able to do before. So I was really happy with that. And then 204, I've put the happy with progress on faces. So yeah, this was one in the last video because I always shy away from doing faces. I wanted to put that down because it is something that I'm proud of, that I'm getting there a little bit with. 229, today share some of your artwork with someone. This could be online or in real life. Ask them what they like about your artwork. Write down what they say here. So I've found some more comments in recent videos that I've put down here. And thank you very much for all of those. I've done about 3/4 of this book now, and I've found it helpful to explore ideas that I wouldn't have thought of and use different materials as well. I think this is helping me find my style, understand what I like drawing. Let me know what you think of this book if you've got it, and how you found the prompts. Also, did you complete the book in 365 days? I tried to, but I just couldn't find the time sometimes to do it. And I think I am enjoying this a bit more now that I don't have any pressure that I did put on myself to complete this in a given amount of time. 230. Explore colours that look good together. Fill in the boxes with colours that you think work well as a group. So I've used the Prismacolors on this again, and it's very similar to another prompt that we've had. 231. Colour in between the wavy lines. I spent ages on this page. doing a line of purple, then a line of blue, then a line of green. It took a long time. I think I wanted to do something a bit different to what I'd done to other wavy pages. 232. Add coloured patterns to the waves. Consider using a chalky white pencil to add to the darker colours. So last year I recorded a video seeing how many prompts I could complete in 2.5 hours, and this was one of them. I'll link it in the description if you wanted to watch it too. 233. Calligraphy practice. Use a brush pen to practice S's. This letter can be tricky, but just keep in mind to apply more pressure on downward strokes and less pressure when moving up. Yeah, it was tricky. It just doesn't look neat. I don't know whether I'm ever going to get there with this calligraphy in this book. A few people have said in the comments as well that they don't like the calligraphy parts either. Maybe it's just not something for everybody. 234, fill the page with pebbles. We only had the 2 at the top here, and I've just used Prismacolor to add in the other pebbles. Also, I wanted to do them all different colours, so I'm happy with that. Just practicing blending and shading that. At 235, try using a black fine liner pen to create different marks. Try different nib sizes for varying thickness of line. I used some Pigma Micron Fine liners for this and went from the smallest all the way up to the largest. 236 and 237. These 2 are probably my favourite in this video. So 236 was draw your 5 favourite fruits. Think about how you position them on the page. Are they in a group or displayed separately? Are they whole or have they been half eaten? I used Poscas on this and I wanted to do cartoon style fruits. I actually used a felt tip pen, a grey one, to go over the shaded areas because I don't have very many different colours of Poscas. I think that worked. I'm quite happy with how it turned out. 237. This was coloured in with watercolour pencils. I mixed them up a little bit more and didn't press down too hard. That's a mistake that I think I made before. So there were these Faber Castell, Albrecht, Dürer watercolour pencils. And they came with a scrawler box, which I did a video on using for the first time. I'll link that in too if you wanted to watch that. I used 3 colours on each of the pineapples and just mixed them up to get a different effect on each one. 238. Try microprinting with oil pastels. Start by finding a clean sheet of thin paper. Use a coloured pastel to cover an area. Lay this coloured side down or on another piece of paper, then carefully draw with a sharp pencil on the back of the coloured paper. See how the coloured pastel transferred to the new piece of paper in the areas where you draw, and experiment with the process. I've got mine down here. It's quite light compared to the print, unfortunately. I did enjoy this one. Something I can't remember ever doing before. And I think I'm going to try it again sometime, maybe in a sketchbook. But let me know if you've tried this and what paper you used to transfer the oil pastel over, because the problem I had was I couldn't see where I'd already put down some marks. 239. Write something that happened today that made you feel proud. So yeah, I posted a video every Sunday in January this year. And that's something that I'm going to continue to do for the rest of the year. Something I'm proud of because I didn't manage to do that last year. So just having a bit more of a plan has really worked for me. 240, arrange some small objects in front of you and draw the negative space around them. So this is another one that I haven't really had much success with in this book, drawing negative spaces. I just wanted something simple, drawing the negative space around some pens. And I'm really happy with how that turned out. 241. Draw an animal from life. Animals are great subjects as they don't mind being drawn. They do tend to move around a lot, so practice working quickly and try to draw the key information and characteristics. All of these are my cat. This one I'm happy with because she didn't move. I could get more detail in. These, she's about to move, so I was trying to be quick. She's about to run off. It was quite a good little exercise that, to really think about what do I want to capture before the cat runs off. 242. Make a pattern with the shapes. So I wanted to experiment a bit more with the Zentangles. I did a bit of colouring with those as well, and I'm happy with how that one turned out. Prismacolors and Pigma Microns. .243. Draw the cover of your favourite book. So really happy with this one. You might be able to see bits of green coming through, which is a bit annoying. I did try my best to get the colour of this book right. I used Prismacolors with that one. I got it as close as I could. It's a bit darker, that colour, unfortunately. If you've done this page, what book did you draw? And 244, add patterns to the shells. So these shells were blank. The background basically was the only colour on this page. So I did Neocolor 2 blend on all of them. And then I wanted to go over with a fine liner, and I found out that the Pigma Micron Fine liners, these ones, they didn't go over the Neocolor, probably because they're wax. So I had to use a paint pen, a Posca thin paint pen, which is why the lines are thicker than I wanted on this one. But yeah, just experimenting with the patterns and the lines again, and happy with how that one turned out too. Part 10 will be ready towards the end of March. I'm aiming to get a new video of this book up around every 6 or so weeks. There'll be another mystery art supply video next week featuring this book too. If you like the video, please click the like button. I will also link the playlist of this book in the comments if you missed any parts. As always, thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a good week, and I'll see you all in the next one.